Bring in Ronald Masinda, who is in Gqeberha for us. He has a few more details about the story that he's covering. And Ronald, how are things looking in Gqeberha after the flooding there a few weeks ago? Are many people still displaced, no houses still for them?
Well, things are starting to return to normal in Nelson Mandela Bay. That's despite some people's homes are still, with a lot of water. As we're also seeing on the roads, there's still a lot of rain. For more, and just to give us an update, we are joined by the MMC for Safety and Security, Mr. Lawrence Strund. Sir, thank you so much for your time. Is this a result perhaps of poor infrastructure, what we're seeing on this road, or are residents also to blame for the issues faced, in drains?
Good day to everyone, Ronald. Ronald, I would say it is both, Firstly, what we've discovered, yesterday when we cleaned the drains in KwaZakele, we found there were cement, there were tires, there was rubble, there was everything that was stuffed up into the drains. So we call upon all of our residents, really to make sure that they are not the cause of the blockage of the drains. What we'd also want to say to our officials is that they must maintain and service the northern areas and the townships equally as they do within our western areas, because this is now the result of poorly maintained drains also, If this is the type of disaster that we're having now, with this small rain, I would say, we are also awaiting a rain that is going to break this drought. And if that is going to happen, and our drains are blocked in the way they do, you can imagine what damage that would cause, to the rest of us.
All right, Mr. Trun, thank you so much for your time. And I think the important issue also is with the drought. We are also hearing from the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality that some of the dam levels actually are improving in terms of the rains that we have seen during the course of the weekend. It's back to you.
All right, let's in fact also bring in Moloko Moloto with us in this lunchtime update. Moloko is live for us in the High Court in Pretoria. Moloko, today we find out at last minute that the state is saying its next witness doesn't want their testimony to be broadcast live. What have been the applications by the defense lawyers so far?
Well, indeed, unfortunately, particular appears personally, but according to an application that was moved by the state, she is saying that she's a well-known and she, if testimony is to compromise safety, that the likely to form about her.
Well, it looks like we aren't able to get a clear connection to Moloko. Maybe there is load shedding in Pretoria along with the rain. But here is a snippet of what one of the defense lawyers said in response to the objection by the state's next witness.
This is an embarrassment to the South African law proceedings that at this stage during trial we are still dealing with this kind of an application. An issue, my lord, which ought to have been discussed at a pre-trial conference stage before we started with this trial. My lord, procedurally, it is the duty of the state to consult with all the witnesses, state witnesses, before the trial starts, in order to ascertain issues like of this nature that we are facing today.
Yes.
My lord, we ought to have been informed by the state at the beginning of this trial, after realizing that the media has been allowed to broadcast these proceedings.
All right, Moloko, I understand we have you back. If you can hear me, we just played the clip by Advocate Zandile Mshololo for accused number 5 in her argument, basically objecting to this application by the state's witness. Have all defense lawyers done the same?
Yes, all the 4 defense lawyers are saying that this particular application by this particular witness we cannot name is baseless, and they argue that it should have been brought in time so that both the defense as well as the media should have an opportunity to oppose it in court. They are saying that everybody here is being ambushed by the state as well as this particular witness. Now, the reasons provided by this witness for not wanting the testimony be broadcast live on television and also to be recorded is that she is saying that she is a public figure and she performs, I suppose that is part of her work, and she's saying that her safety will be compromised. She feels that social media people or users will attack her, and she's also saying that she doesn't want the public to form a perception about her because she feels she's going to be unsettled and she's going to be under pressure. Importantly, she's saying that if she's going to be compelled by the court to testify and that particular testimony is broadcast live, she may just reconsider testifying here. And we saw the presiding officer, the judge, Chifiwa Maumela, coming in there saying that, well, she may choose not to testify, but if that were to happen, the law will have to take its course. He didn't really go into detail, but it appears that the court may simply just want to subpoena her to come and testify. What is happening at this point in time is that the court has adjourned to hear from the legal representative for the media outlets that are covering this particular case, because the intention really is to join the defense in opposing this particular application, because one of the reasons provided by the accused, specifically accused number 3, is that his family doesn't have money to travel from KwaZulu-Natal to come and be part of this particular court, and they rely as a result on the live broadcast by the media. And we had another defense lawyer saying even the family of Senzo Meyiwa, some of them are not here and they rely on the live broadcast by the media. So when the court returns at 2 o'clock, the expectation is that the legal representative for the media will also make an argument there, and the judge has ordered already that the state must file its heads of arguments, and the defense as well as the media must do so at least by tomorrow by 4 p.m. And the importance of filing this heads of arguments is because the judge is saying this particular application, the judgment thereof or the order is going to set a precedent, because you should also recall, Masero, that there are 3 other potential witnesses who were in the house on the day Senzo Meyiwa was killed. Kelly Kumalo and as well as Zandi Kumalo and their mother as well as Longetwala, all those 4 were in the house, and the suspicion is that they might be called, and the judge doesn't want to be dealing with these applications on ad hoc basis. So the expectation is that judgment is likely to be handed down on whether this particular witness will have to testify despite the fact that or whether the media is ordered to record or not, or broadcast live or not. Judgment is expected on Wednesday.
All right. Well, that was your ENCA lunchtime update from all angles with reporters Moloko Moloto and Ronald Masinda. Thank you very much, team. All right, let's take you to a short ad break now. Still to come on All Angles.